Hey guys, welcome back. This week we interviewed Mr. Ward, our mechanic and CTE teacher, and we got some useful information. Let's get into it.
So who am I here with?
Ken Ward, automotive tech instructor.
And what inspired you to be a mechanic?
I think when I was a kid, I would just start taking appliances apart in my house, VCRs, tape decks, video recorders, all that sort of stuff. None of it went back together the right way, but I always was intrigued with how things came apart.
And did you go to trade school, and how did you decide to go to that?
Yeah, so I am a graduate of the high school. I graduated in 2003, and I kind of always knew I wanted to do something relative with mechanics. So I did go to a tech school for 2 years after high school, and then came back.
And did you work for yourself or a company?
I worked for my mentor, Bruce McIntosh, sophomore in high school, and McIntosh Motors was a local garage. So went to tech school, came back, and worked for McIntosh Motors for a few years until I got here.
And what are some key responsibilities and tasks that you handle in your role as a mechanic?
The regular scheduled maintenance of vehicles, keeping them on the road. Just when someone kind of brings you their car, they're trusting you with something that they have, paid a considerable amount for, and it's kind of your job to keep that investment going for them.
And how did you begin your career?
So it's kind of, life is kind of all about who you know sometimes, and my boss at McIntosh Motors was a good friend with the career technical education head, and that was Jeff Rothwell. Jeff Rothwell asked if I wanted to sub for a couple of days, and a couple of days turned into 10 years.
Do you have any stress when it comes to working with vehicles?
Yeah, there's a lot of stress that comes with working on vehicles. I mean, you have a 2,000-3,000 pound car above your head at all times, and when you mix in students working on the cars with 3,000 or 4,000 pound cars over their heads, it does add a little bit to the stress level. Yes.
And how do you manage the work-life balance when handling the demands of a legal career while maintaining a personal life?
Ooh, that's a good question. I guess the best thing that I do is just, no matter what's on your plate for that day, there's always tomorrow. I just always think of it like that. And yeah, balancing, a lot of people think that us teachers, we just kind of come in from 7 to 2 and then go home and then we'd go to bed and come back fresh, ready to go. But that's not the case, because we're humans too, I have a wife at home, 2 kids at home, a dog, so that obviously keeps enough of the minutes going by in the day to I guess.
What kind of clients do you typically work with, and how do you build and maintain relationships with them?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I've found that to aim high with my quotes when I'm doing side work, because generally those are the people who are going to be more interested in doing the jobs when they don't question the amount. So there is kind of that like weeding through of clientele to try and get the best clients. Once you get a good client, just keep them at any cost, whether that's doing a small favor for them here and there, or just making them happy. But keep those good customers close to you.
What do you think sets apart a good mechanic from a great one in terms of skills and approach to the job?
I think skills aside, you do have to have some skills, but skills can be attained after employment. I think the biggest thing we're looking for now is kids that are willing to work, ready to work, and show up on time with a good attitude. That's really, I think, what we're lacking in the last few years, sending kids out, is just a good attitude,
How do you keep up to date with latest automotive technologies and repair techniques?
So yeah, just like computers or technology, it changes every day. There's cars that are communicating with each other via not just 1 or 2 computers like it was 20 years ago, but now it's all computers. So we do have to keep up with the up-to-date scan tools and technology. And I think we do a pretty good job of that here. We're probably a couple years behind where you would see like at a dealership. But we do try to keep up with the technology, because we have to in order to create good employees here.
How do you handle unexpected complications or changes that arise during your repair process?
So first thing is always keep the customer involved. with any decision that's made. You can't just go ahead and do something because it needs it without talking to the customer first. But problems come up even on simple oil changes. You know what I mean? Things strip out, things don't seal right. So it happens. It's part of the business, I guess you'd say. It's just how you kind of talk to the customer, I think, and talk them through it as well. That's almost bigger than actually doing the job, is making them feel comfortable about it. Other complications that arise, I mean, really the biggest complication would be that a car would sit here and not be done for the time that we told them it would be done. But you know.
What kind of tools or technology do you frequently use in your work, and how do they assist you in repairs?
Okay, so we use handheld tablets, computers, you know, constantly on the internet doing research for diagnostic issues. So yeah, those are just a few of the things that we use. Digital voltmeters, advanced battery testers. We even need scan tools to check the tire pressure now. So we almost use a scan tool for almost every system in a car now.
Is that how you ensure your accuracy and precision in your work?
Yes.
What are the safety protocols that you use when dealing with vehicles?
All right, so some safety protocols, we use safety glasses at all times. Team lifts, meaning that more than one student will be lifting a vehicle. So they work hand in hand to make sure that the vehicle is lifted safe, goes up safe, comes down safe, and no one gets hurt.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
5 years, I will be probably right here, all right? I'm almost halfway through the 30 years that a teacher usually has to put in before retirement. Now I'm halfway there. You know, I'll probably be here for the next 15 or 20 years.
Are there any health benefits that come with this job?
None that I can see. You do get some good car yoga going on sometimes if you're under the dashboard of a vehicle or you're crawling in under the seat backwards. So you get a little bit of yoga in. So, but other than that, yeah, ergonomics play a big part. I've noticed, you know, in my 20s when I was lifting everything wrong and using my back for everything, by the time I was 30, I was actually kind of tired. But yeah, your body does seem to break down a little bit more in this trade just because of all the heavy lifting and overhead access you're doing and all that stuff. So not too many health benefits, and plus all the chemicals we're breathing in and, you know, yeah, all the dust. It's just, yeah, it takes a toll on you.
How does your day go? Like, when do you wake up and when does your day end, and just how does it go?
The play-by-play of the day, I wake up around 6:15, get the kids out of bed, I'm out of bed, eat breakfast, get here by 7:15, 7:20, teach. If there's not a teacher meeting, faculty meeting, or department meeting, I run to the OB school by 2:40, get my daughter from elementary school. My son's usually napping by then, but sometimes he's not, so you know, he's like the wild card. Do any kind of grading I have to do, eat dinner, and get the kids to bed. I go to bed, and then we do it all over again for 5 days. Yes.
Do you have any advice for incoming mechanics?
When you're in a shop, could be your first day on the shop, could be your second week on the shop. If you know that there's someone in that shop that knows more than you, take what you can from him. All right? That's like free information, that's free knowledge, that's years of experience coming from someone down to you. So anything you can take from them. Now I have had to not take things from older mechanics that I've seen them do, like the wrong things. So you kind of know what you wanna take away from them, but just yeah, have your ears open, be listening, you know.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Ward. That was some really insightful information about being a mechanic. See you in the next video.